What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're going to be having a look at the brand new batch of level limit breaks and limit break expansions. I will say, I do like the fact that they have combined the expansion and level limit break banners together into one. It's a little bit annoying that they kind of separated them last time, but they're fully combined, so we can have a look at all batches of characters. Let's just skip over the level limit breaks for now. These are just the limit break expansions, so these characters will receive some type of buff. You can see that Sanji does gain critical hit, which is cool. The Jinbei receives Enrage. Zoro receives Slot Bind, and that is by 5 turns, which is okay. Robin gets Fear Resistance. I think that's actually pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Robin getting Fear Resistance is a nice touch. Nami also gets Fear Resistance. She does resist Special Reverse, but she does only select one character for Special Reverse, so that's not as important for Nami. And then Brook gets Slot Bind also by 5 turns. So those characters, you know, limit break expansions are nothing too crazy, especially for these generic rare recruits. But of course, the most exciting one there for Robin, because she is a Special Bind remover, that's really cool. Slot Bind removal can be useful, but most of these aren't amazing. But let's actually talk about the really cool thing about this video, which is going to be the new batch of level limit breaks. So these new characters are going to be Halloween focused units. We've got 2 Rumble rare recruits in Law and Shiryu. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's start off with Luffy. So Luffy is, or he was, an old school, I think he was a Clash character. I can't remember exactly where he came from, a Clash or a Kizuna, something like that. But Halloween Luffy, let's bump him up to 150 and see what he does. His captain ability will now go ahead and give -1 cooldown. Fighters get 3.75 attack, int tandem matching, and then reduce 1 turn of special bind. Not a great captain. Let's have a look at that special though. So he binds himself for 7 turns. The thing is you're supposed to use him with Halloween Ace, and Halloween Ace has the ability to remove bind by a lot, so that's the synergy there. He binds himself for 7, but reduces one enemy's HP by 25%. Removes 6 turns of despair. He changes all slots including block to tandem, and if the crew's slots are boosted, you get a 3.25 chain lock for 3 turns, and then it boosts fighter base attack by +1000 for 3 turns. Wow, okay, so if you've got an all boost, you get a really big chain lock and base attack for 3 turns, and then it says you get a 3x chain lock for 3 turns and a 700 base attack boost for 3 turns otherwise. So best case scenario, you have an orb boost active before you use the effect, so you get the better chain lock and the better base attack boost, but you still get the boost nonetheless, even if you don't have an orb boost. So I like that. I think that's actually a really nice change for this unit overall. What else does he actually receive? So it's just a captain and a special upgrade. So it's not bad. He's not a terrible unit by any means. I just don't think he's really going to see a hell of a lot of play. But hey, being able to manipulate a full border into tandem is still not a terrible thing at the end of the day. Let's have a look at Sabo. So Sabo at level 150, his captain ability, -1 cooldown, boosts striker, fighter, shooter by 5 times. This is a free-to-play unit, by the way. 5 times attack, HP 1.3, int tandem are matching, and reduce special reverse by 1. That is not awful. Alright, let's have a look at that special. Reduces paralysis by 6, locks slots for 1 turn. If the crew has 6 tandem slots, boosts striker, fighter, shooter orbs by 2.25 for 3 turns, and after 1 turn you apply a -30% fighter resistance to all enemies for 1 turn. But then it gives your fighter, shooter, striker, or fighter, shooter, striker 2 times orb boost for 3 turns, and then after that changes crew slots including block into tandem otherwise. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, that's really cool actually. So he does like a couple of different things. You can use him in different scenarios. So obviously if you use a Luffy first, then you use this guy, you can make him get a really big orb boost for 3 turns, and then you can keep your slots for that next turn, and then you can get a resistance down. But now he's saying that if you don't do it that way, you can just launch the special, you still get the orb lock, you'll get the orb boost, but it's only a 2 times orb boost, but then you get a full board of tandem slots on the next turn, guaranteed anyways with the orb change. So that's kind of cool. I actually kind of like what they're doing with this Sabo. He's not a bad unit at all, and I assume that, yeah, he just keeps the captain and special upgrades. That's it. So he doesn't get massive upgrades, but it's still a free-to-play captain that are 5 times, also resisting 1 turn of special reverse, could be actually kind of useful. And these characters work really well together, especially alongside Halloween Ace. So not bad at all. Let's have a look at Boa Hancock, which is a treasure map character. Let's have a look at the 150 stuff. So you get -2 cooldown at the start of the quest, Shooters get 4.75 attack, HP 1.2, recovery 1.3. Recovery boost, by the way, very underrated. And then it says boost crew's attack further if enemies are defeated in the previous turn, up to approximately 5.5 in 4 straight turns. Whoa, okay, a 5.5 free-to-play captain is nothing to scoff at, especially with -2 cooldown at the helm. Very, very good. Let's have a look at that special, though. This is a very complex special. If the enemy has a defense down status, and the crew has an orb boost, so that's 2 conditions you need to fulfill, you get it says changes crew slots into matching, and then reduces enemies, threshold, enemy heal, enemy attack buff, and resilience by 3 turns. And then it says reduces all of those debuffs by 2 turns otherwise. So if you have defense down and orb boost, you get a full board of slots and remove those 4 debuffs by 3. Otherwise, you only get the removal by 2. Okay? Then it says, after that, drastically reduce all enemies' defense. So that's probably a 70, 80, or a 90% reduction. And then you healed by 10,310. Lock slots for 1 turn. That's interesting because beforehand it was only the captain slot that would be locked. So it now locks all crew slots. So you lock slots for 1 turn, doubles damage dealt to defense down enemies for 1 turn, and boosts shooter characters' slot effects by 2.25 for 2 turns. Ooh, okay, this is really good. Okay, this is really, really good. Obviously, you can see here that she does have double special launch. So it means that when you first launch the special, you're going to be able to remove 2 turns of those enemy buffs. Then you get defense down, you get the orb lock, and you also get an orb boost. And then when you launch her special again, it'll fulfill both conditions at the top of that text of defense down and an orb boost, which means it allows you to get a full board of slots, and it removes those debuffs by an additional 3 turns, totaling to 5. So her with double special launch, you get a 2 times defense down conditional, 2.25 orb boost, full board of slots, locked orbs, removing 5 turns of threshold, heal, attack buff, and resilience. That's a really good kit. That's actually not bad. And, I mean, not a bad free-to-play captain either if you want to run some kind of shooter team. She does have Barrier Pierce, which works well with Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, Legend Ezo, a couple of those other characters. And I assume it's just... Okay, she got some rumble buffs as well. I mean, her rumble buffs are probably not going to be anything that good. Yeah, I mean, that's not... It's not good. It's not good. She's not going to be used in rumble. But the captain and special buffs for Hancock, I gotta say, actually pretty good. Recovery slots are beneficial for shooters. Base stats by 75. I like it. I think this is a really good update to this unit. This is a unit that might not see a lot of play, but it has potential. I could see this being used in some niche scenarios because it's not a bad special. Now, the last of these units before we get to the rumble units is this Halloween Nami. So Nami is also a previously released treasure map free-to-play unit. So let's have a look and see what she does. So her captain, -1 cooldown. Shooters get 3.5 attack. Boost color affinity of shooters by 1.4, and you get a 1.5 times her healing at the end of the turn. So let me pull up the calculator. I'm going to just see how much this is. So this is 3.5 times attack with a 1.4 affinity boost, which means that if you have a shooter character that has type advantage, you actually attack for a 4.9 times multiplier, which is not bad, I will say. It's not bad, but the fact that you need type advantage to make it work is the big problem there. Let's have a look at her special. So her special does 200k to all enemies, reduces all enemy barriers by 2. Free-to-play unit removing 2 turns of barrier is fantastic. And then it also heals the crew by 10 times her recovery at the end of the turn for 2 turns, so healing is always a positive. If the captain is shooter, you get a color affinity boost of 2.25 for 1 turn, and if you land 3 perfects, you get a 2.5 times color affinity in the following turn. I think that she's pretty good, actually. Of course, it only really works effectively if you have a shooter captain to get that affinity boost. And the affinity is actually for all characters. It just says, as long as you have a shooter captain, boost color affinity for the crew by 2.25 and then 2.5. So it actually doesn't matter. It's a rainbow affinity boost. You just need to fulfill that one condition of having a shooter captain. So that's not bad. I think this is also a really solid upgrade for this free-to-play unit. I don't really see too many issues with that because removing 2 turns of barriers on a free-to-play unit, also damage dealing special, so that allows you to use some really niche supports too. It's not bad. I think this is a good upgrade for Nami. Also, removing 10 turns of blindness as a crewmate can sometimes be useful. So yeah, I think that this is a decent upgrade. I like it. I like what they're doing with these units. Now we get to have a look at the Rumble unit. So we're going to have a look at Trafalgar Law. Let's have a look at the 150 stuff. This is completely maxed out. Let's have a look. So his Rumble ability gives strength 6 HP, 5 defense, and for the first 50 seconds, your slashers get level 6 attack. Not a bad rumble ability. It hasn't really changed a whole lot, but it's just solid. And now the special will target enemies in a large range for 2.75 times damage, and then your strength allies 6 attack, 6 speed for 20 seconds. I do want to actually go ahead and have a look at what it looks like at previously. So previously it was 5 HP, 3 defense. So the defensive parts have actually been buffed quite a lot. And then the special would only do a 2 times damage in a large range. So him going from 2 times to 2.75 is actually pretty significant. I think this is a good upgrade for this unit. Of course, it does require you to go ahead and use those wanted posters or to pull a bunch of dupes in order to get him to that level. I would say it's probably not worth doing that unless if you are actively using this on like every single team. But I think this is a decent upgrade for Trafalgar Law, allowing him to do more damage and also allow your strength teams to be more tanky. So Shiryu is the other one, and when I build quick teams, I always tend to use Shiryu, so I'm kind of fascinating to see what he's going to do. So this is his previous kit. Quick attack 6, HP 6, and for the first 30 seconds, level 3 CT to quick. It's a very good rumble ability. And then you have the special, which does a large range 2 times damage, and if it's in the first 30 seconds, an additional 2k fixed damage to strength enemies. Like, this is just a very good, solid rumble rare recruit for quick across the board. So let's have a look at the 150 stuff. So now, 6 attack, 6 HP, 6 speed for quick, and now quick also get level 3 CT speed increase. So this has not really changed that much. They've just given level 6 speed increase, which I don't think is a bad thing, because quick don't actually have a lot of speed increasing characters, so I guess it's not awful. Let's move on to that special though. So the special will do a large range 2.4 damage, and if it's in the first 30 seconds, then it gives strength enemies 3k fixed damage and a 50% chance of special bind. Ooh, I kind of dig that actually. I think this is a good upgrade for Shiryu. Of course, once again, does require you to invest wanted posters and stuff in order to get him to actually, work effectively. He does resist special bind and also more damage reduction from strength. And I guess from strength units to do special bind, the one that comes to mind immediately is Legend Summer Vivi, who can inflict special bind, but there aren't a lot of quick characters or strength characters that come to mind that do inflict special bind, but I know that is definitely one of them. What does Trafalgar Law receive with his resistances? Kind of fascinating to see what he gets with his. He evades special bind and then damage from Dex. Okay, well, I don't think that's going to help him that much against Dex units, but that's the new batch of level limit breaks. Pretty excited about this one. I think I'm definitely going to buff out that Boa Hancock. I think she got some really nice upgrades for hers. Like her base special is so much worse compared to what she has, and this new kit is just so fascinating, removing the threshold and resilience by 5 turns now, and then also getting all of those additional buffs. Having that in one kit seems pretty good, and Nami removing the barriers by multiple turns and multiple turns of affinity. Hard to go past that. But that is going to wrap it up from me, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one today, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.